Out in this part of the world, cattle have as much right to the road as cars and trucks and buses. It's not uncommon to have to wait some time for a herd of cattle to slowly amble past, as the drovers urge them on with that handiest of bush motivators, the stockwhip. Cracking stockwhips has become an art form, with youngsters competing at this year's Winton Show. It takes a deft twist of the wrist to make sure you don't become entangled in the whipcord. Running today's competition is a former Australian stockwhip champion, Noel Cutler.
Yeah, well, the stockwhip originally was used to alert stock and get them to move. The stockman would also use it as a tool or a toy and crack flowers off plants and leaves off trees and probably have a go at each other with them as well. And eventually it became an art form, and now we have Australian championships and championships like here in Winton.
And that little piece of string, about 0.01 cents worth, changes direction faster than the speed of sound and breaks the sound barrier. And that gives us the crack. I was about 11 and I cracked a whip until it fell to pieces. I knew nothing about it. And it wasn't until I turned 40 or so that I bought another property, and the bloke that we bought the property from had a stock whip. I thought, haven't cracked one of those for a long time. Bought one, started to crack it, and then I saw a bloke doing it two-hands. So I've got to have a go at that, and it just went from there.
It's a little bit like golf. You don't try to hit the ball too hard, it's all a matter of timing. Up here in Queensland, they call this a snake killer. Then we go into what we call a stagger. The fancier you can do it, the faster you can do it, the stronger, and with two whips all around the body, the more points you're going to get. This is another handy crack at a barbecue. Keeps all the flies off your tucker. Then we play little rhythms. High risk.
Australians love their sport, and no sporting event captures the public imagination more than this next event, as covered by our party animals, the two Tims.
It is a single race that stops a nation.
It's a race that's ingrained itself in Australian culture and held its head high through over 145 years of Australian history, through wars and depressions.
It is the greatest 3,200 metre horse race in the world.
It is the Melbourne Cup.
But if you think the Melbourne Cup is all about the horses itself, you've got another thing coming.
This annual event is all about the glitz and glamour, the bubbly and the parties, and it's an opportunity for all Australians, no matter where they are, to come together and just get excited. The Melbourne Cup is the crown jewel of Victoria's spring racing carnival, which last year attracted over 770,000 people and injected approximately $525 million into the Victorian economy.
Well, we've arrived down here in Melbourne one day before the big event, and I'll tell you what, the place is pumping. I think Cup fever has really hit town. There are live sights and parades everywhere. I'm going to go check this out.
This time of year is the best time of year in Melbourne. This whole city comes alive, and actually it's not just Melbourne that comes alive or Victoria, it's Australia, because it is the one time that the whole nation stops for the running of a horse race. So of course the general excitement across everywhere is huge.
On Swanston Street, the crowds swell as jockeys, trainers, celebrities and entertainers form a colourful parade before the big event.
The fashion is fabulous, that's why.
What can we say?
And the people, there's so many people and it's just a great atmosphere.
It's seeing everyone come together and be able to celebrate all the races.
Winning races, getting money for the owners, and it's the prestige. And racing is all about winning.
With the Melbourne Cup just around the corner, the city really comes to life and the air of excitement is electric.
Hey, stop!
Whoa.
You can't go to Melbourne Cup just like that. Go and get changed. Go and get some clothes.
I'll tell you what, I'm definitely feeling a little bit underdressed for the occasion. I better go find some clothes.
All right, the day of the Melbourne Cup is upon us, and I tell you what, we're pretty excited.
Flemington Racecourse is just behind us and the crowds are beginning to swell. The festivities are about to begin. The history of the Melbourne Cup dates back to 1861 and has run almost every year since. The Cup's original success was fueled by the Victorian gold rush and didn't take long for it to reach international status. By 1880, over 100,000 people made the trek out to ride here in Flemington, which at that point in time equaled to over 1/3 the population of Melbourne.
Well, as you can see, this enthusiasm for the event has just grown and grown. Nowadays, the Melbourne Cup is a drawing point for celebrities, socialites, race fanatics, and really anyone looking for a good time. And not just from Australia, from all over the world. These days, the winning party can look forward to not only taking home a handsome share of the $5.1 million in prize money given throughout the carnival,
but also an 18-carat gold cup valued at over $80,000. Now that's one expensive glass of champagne.
We'll get to over 100,000 people here today, close to 105,000 people I would imagine. Fine sunny day. One of the great things about Cup Day is that everyone seems to be happy because it's not like a football match where you've got two opposing sides against each other. Everyone just seems to be here to enjoy the day, and you'll find that the atmosphere during Cup Day, as you go around the course, everywhere you go, people are just glad to be a part of the action, and it's just a great combination of fashion, food and the fine thoroughbreds. Just fantastic.
Okay, let's face it, everyone likes to look good when they go out. However, the Melbourne Cup goers have taken getting dressed and turned it into a unique art form. Right here we've got Myers Fashions on the field, an undisputed institution of the Melbourne Cup where the trendiest and most glamorous cup goers can strut their stuff and compete for thousands of dollars in prize money.
Bookies are set up all over the stands for punters to take their chances and have a bet before the national anthem and the big race kicks off.
Well, this is what it all boils down to. The race for the Melbourne Cup is about to begin over there, and apparently the louder you shout, the faster your horse will run. So let's go nuts.
I backed the first 3 winners. It's a miracle. I haven't backed a winner in years.
Some people win, some people lose. Some people win and lose. But whatever the result, the smiles remain and the champagne continues to flow.
Best Melbourne Cup ever. Bang, bang, bang.
Unfortunately for us, our time here in Melbourne has come to an end. We're going to have to take our winnings
and our ripped up tickets and head back home.
However, one thing is for sure, and that is if you do make the trip down here to Melbourne for this amazing event,
be it for the races, the spectacle, or even just to get dressed up, you can be rest assured you won't go away disappointed.
Now I think I'll take a bet on that.